Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
We about to give him something new, Mike. Yeah. 3X. Y'all ready? Whether flaming a mic or flaming a blunt, he gon' keep it a bean and say what he want. He was the first one doing this here, they all stealing. We only gon' give you the truth like Ron Killings. Yeah, guard feelings cause they might get hurt. Got a hold on this game, H fighting Kurt. 16 years strong, even doing this thing well. While these other dudes losing their edge like Gangrel. Look, find a seat while I ride the beat. When it come to podcast, he's the tribal chief. I'm talking Major, the Genesis, Sega, and anything we still wondering about. That's why we got Michaela. As long as he here, you other dudes might shine. The only brother that can outdo the pipe bomb icon. Do it for the people like The Rock. Welcome to the show, introducing Mike Knoxxx. Yeah. Let's go.
And welcome everybody back to the Mike Knoxxx Show. I am your host, Mike Knoxxx, and indeed, it is a pleasure to be here before you guys today because, I mean, it's the road to WrestleMania. I mean, we got, what was he called? Stoners? Cody Rhodes went off as he got turned on, as they say, against Pat McAfee. Guys, welcome to the show, The Pros Listen To. I'm your host, Mike Knoxxx, and indeed it's a pleasure to be here before you today as I am the $1 million host. You are the $1 million audience, and together, y'all know we tag in and out to form the $1 million connection. And as always, I got my man, homie, down backstage. I don't know if he's going to have a sip today because he got a Los Angeles Dodgers hat on, which is baffling me right now. But my man, King Von Jr., Victorious Ones Podcast, 301 King Von Jr. It is on Twitter, holding me down. Also, my social media to my Ayatollahs and rock and rollers. And guys, I was sick last week. I am still sick this week. But I am here today to talk wrestling because, like I said, and like I've been saying, is this WrestleMania or CELEBMANIA? That is the question, people. And I mean, let me just say this to you. And to anybody who's a fan of podcasts or wrestling in general, and you go on social media and you talk about it, whether you love it, you hate it, you bitch about it, you complain about it, whatever it is you do about it. Don't tell someone the laziest take you could say. Well, don't watch it then. Hey, mama, please cover your ears and forgive me for saying this. Man, y'all can suck my dick, okay? I'm going to say what I say, when I say it, how I want to say it, okay? All right? I put money in their pockets, okay? I put money into their shows. I buy their clothes. I buy their title belts. I bought their pay-per-views. I can say whatever, whenever, however, and whenever, however I choose to say it, in Swahili if I knew it, in Mandarin if I knew the language, in Spanish if I knew the language, and talk about what I don't like on television. Because that is the way of the world we are in today. And before it became the way of the world, I've been doing this shit for over 17 years. Okay? Fox Sports Radio, check my credentials. Okay? Because when you was in the back of the row trying to be a fan of the Mike Knoxxx Show, you was plugging me. So don't start hating on me now because all of a sudden I'm not the happy-go-lucky coffee pour that I was for the WWE. They don't deserve to have their coffee poured right now. Did y'all see SmackDown? What did you think of this? I posted it everywhere. The responses are overwhelming for those who did not like this shit with Pat McAfee. And here go a side note for you. Here go a side note for you. If you look at the post that I posted when I posted it, I said, actually, what he's saying isn't terrible. I actually like the things that came out of Patrick McAfee's mouth. It's just the fact that it came from him is my issue. All right? There is a certain demographic of wrestling fans that thinks their product is bullshit right now. And he spoke on it. And this is how you know the WWE, as much as they fuck up, they're still very smart at what they do. Because you saw right later that night, Cody Rhodes comes and responds to exactly that same thing. Fire me. You know who you are. We know what he's talking about. It's TKO versus WWE right now. That's all they can go with. That's all they actually have left is to bring some kind of a war to the masses right now of old fans versus new fans because they have nothing else to land on right now. TKO versus WWE. That is the question. And today we want to talk about that. And I want to talk about that with you. So comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you say? What's up, Perfect Plex? What's going on, Vaughn? Backstage holding me down. Freckle Sensei, the only celebs we acknowledge right now, I'm not even going to say Little Yachty and Speed. Frankly, now, although this is Speed's third year involved in it, I don't care for Speed being involved in this. I don't care for Little Yachty's music, so therefore, sorry, I don't care for Little Yachty. Okay, now I will say they had a better Kendrick relationship. They played off each other very well, Yachty and Trick, but I didn't need it. Just like, what was the use of having Stephanie McMahon come back, go back, run that back, have Stephanie McMahon come to the program and show up on Monday Night Raw? What was the purpose of that? To have her show up to do that whole thing with Cody Rhodes and smacking Cody Rhodes. It was supposed to get him fired up, right? Well, I think it got him fired up. There's also that there's more room for speculation of who could be someone to come out and maybe help Cody Rhodes, right? But I know when I look at this on Friday night and I seen it, it was everywhere, instantly. What is this crap here we're getting? And I was like, well, hold on. If you hear what Pat was saying, it wasn't all that bad. There are, again, I said, there's a part of fan bases that don't really like what's been going on there. Cody came with the heater. He did. Cody came back later on, and I thought completely killed it. Callie from the dojo, SmackDown General has been trash, and it's usually positive about the WWE. Speed is on Raw. The celebrity stuff is baffling. And here's the thing, and because I know people are going to say this, so I'm going to say it to you, to my fan base. Celebrities always been there. The first WrestleMania was full of celebrities. That's what it was based on. That's Hollywood entertainment. That's what Vince created. It got away from it to an extent, where you got it in pieces, right? You would get one celebrity, and then you would have the girls come out there as valets, and then it wasn't this heavily involved in storytelling. And I think that's the problem as wrestling fans go out there. Now, Pat's a celebrity. That don't matter. Pat spit that shit, the crazy how everyone trying to turn on Pat now. I don't think they're turning on Pat now. And you know, I've never been the biggest Pat McAfee fan. So I'm going to continue to stay on Pat's ass as I did from the beginning. I think he's I think a lot of people in today's world, in entertainment, it's cool to like wrestling all of a sudden. I just think it is. I think it's smart to hitch your wagon to it. And I think he did earlier than a lot of these other people have. And they also saw it, and the writing was on the wall. Right now, whether he's a fan, a real fan, grown up, whatever, I don't truly know the answer to that question. I can be completely wrong. If I am completely wrong, my stance still stays the same. The way that he conducts himself, I go back to the video he had with Vince McMahon. I was not a fan of that interview. I remember when that interview came out and everybody spoke on that interview. I spoke very candidly about, I thought he did a very terrible job as an interviewer. As an interviewer, it is your job to get the questions asked that the people want to know. And if you cannot ask those questions, at least you don't be a fanboy while interviewing someone. He was complete fanboy while interviewing Vince McMahon. And from that point, I didn't like him in this product. Great on the microphone when he's talking. And again, as you said, he was spitting that shit. Again, I don't have a problem with what he said. But when you're at this stage of WrestleMania, you're a commentator, a play-by-play guy. Matter of fact, he's color commentary. Okay, his job is to be the JR of the team. No one wants to see him come out and say that he's here to help Randy because this storyline did not need this at all. Now, for those who will say, and I was one of those people who didn't say it, but I heard somebody say it and I got on that bandwagon. What if it is? And we know it's not, right? We're wrestling fans. What if it's McMahon on the phone? Especially when Stephanie came out. What if it's a McMahon? Maybe the McMahon family has always thrown themselves in support behind Randy as their guy. I thought maybe, if anything, this was that again. And again, we still don't know. We're 2 weeks out from WrestleMania. Okay? But I don't want it to be Pat McAfee because then again, it's to me, and then a lot of wrestling fans stand on this stance. It's another name that's in entertainment, that's in celebrity, that they're throwing in front of you. If you want to bring Pat back, I don't think no one gives a shit you brought Pat back if he was coming back on color commentary. But to bring him back and then involve him into a storyline, one of the few storylines that was going into WrestleMania that actually made sense, that actually didn't need any build. They got 20 years between these two. You didn't need to insert Patrick McAfee. And I think that's where a lot of people are complaining about that, at least from my perspective. Steph showing up, I understand wasn't my first choice, but I get it. Mr. Turf, I love Pat. A lot of people do. What's going on, Lil Reef? Exactly. Pat didn't need to be involved in that way that he did. And that's just where I stand with that one. But again, we got it, right? I do think Cody's retort to this was excellent. I loved Cody's retort to it in the sense of, it's just like if the NWO third man was Disco Inferno. Why does Disco Inferno get a shot out? You know what I mean? What did he do? What did he do to get a straight like that? You know what I mean? You could have went to Alex Right Dad's Wonderkin. You know what I'm saying? leave Disco Inferno alone in this one. Excuse me. I just didn't get it. I'd rather see Ted DiBiase Jr. show up instead of Pat. You know what? I could have dug that, right? With the connection with Legacy and his son, who just got acquitted on charges that everybody pleaded, thought he had all that he did, right? He got acquitted on that, right? In all fairness, everybody just throw him under the bus, and only in America now that you're guilty before proven innocent. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. Social media will just convict you automatically, and they did. People did. But Ted DiBiase Jr. Would have been great to come back. $1 Million Man would have been great to come back in this, to me, because of that connection. Like I was saying, if that's where you're going, as I see the junior part later on, I just was not a fan of this, right? From the standpoint, again, it was Pat. Again, nothing against Pat. For him doing his job, it's like I couldn't hate on him and his job that he does, because it'd be like me hating on Bad Bunny for his halftime performance or for his backlash performance, right? It'd be me hating on Logan Paul just to hate on Logan Paul. I don't like Logan Paul's personal stances on a lot of things, but I've been time and time again has give him nothing but praises since he's been in the WWE. Okay, so I think true journalists know how to separate themselves from the fan and from the product in which they're seeing. All right, and I think a lot of people don't know how to, separate the two and doing so. But we're going to see what happens next with this, because it's here, right? Is it more to come, right? What do we get after this? Because what we got coming up now is just flat out what the people are talking about. Because you get Trick Williams here. Now, I remember I said a couple weeks ago, Vaughn, off a guy's post, everybody made fun of him for it. Everybody made fun of him for it. And I remember saying to you, I even put it on my TikTok, I said, I don't think the guy was far off. I don't think he was that far off in what he thought could Trick Williams be the next Rock? And my response to it was, if they push him. That's always everything when it comes to pro wrestling, right? Anybody can be what we think they can be if they allowed to be it, right? And right now they're giving that to him. Unfortunately, it's his spot, and it's not, Melo's spot anymore, right? All the talk, because we know they be listening to everybody out there now. Right? It's no longer that spot is reserved. They made sure you got Melo out of the way, so you'd understand that Melo's not going to have his shot at WrestleMania. So for those who said, where's the rematch clause? We talked about it last week when I was sick, right? I said, hey, let them have the rematch clause, and then we'll see what happened there. Nope, Melo's gone. So then you got Trick with Little Yachty going straight to WrestleMania. Now, one of the things I do find hilarious, right? And this is where the basis to me of the show is today, because I do highly think that it's a lot of WrestleMania or CELEBMANIA going on. Right? I don't mind. I already had Jelly Roll, right? Inserted in 2 different storylines. Why? We didn't know. Okay, it's what they do. Then you bring out I Show Speed on Monday Night Raw, right? Inadvertently getting involved, which, oh God, I don't even go to Raw right fast, but I gotta go. They changed the Usos song up again. Okay, and instantly I said, what is this? They just don't know what to do. So it went from day one ish to I'm on my own ish to now we ish. It's just, what do you do with the Usos theme song? Why they having back-to-back matches for the title? Either way, they get this match and they lose. And honestly, watching the antics of Logan Paul and A-Town Austin Theory, I'm liking what they're doing with the titles. I mean, Logan Paul has the money to put these vignettes together, okay? But then you got I Show Speed, who helps him out. You got LA Knight invades him at home. It's like, I get it from a business standpoint, right? You got some of the biggest social media influencers in the world. You just do, right? Or musical icons as well. Because Jolly Roll really like him as icon, okay? In his musical industry. In the short time he's been involved, okay? His story is phenomenal. You got Pat McAfee. Like I liked it, like Dice said in the chat, people were loving Pat. Now all of a sudden they're hating Pat. I don't think it's necessarily they're hating Pat. I think they just hate Pat in this moment. But Pat McAfee's who he is, right? I Show Speed's who he is. Little Yachty's who he is. Whether I listen to his music or not, the kid sells millions of records, right? So from a business perspective, it's not a bad idea to put more odds in your product. But my question is, aren't these eyes already here whether these people are here or not? Aren't these guys that I'm naming taking away spots from people like Mello, like Chelsea Green? I know she's injured, but like, other people that could be on this roster and could be at WrestleMania. And I even get with the whole throwing things together on Raw at the end there, right? Raw has a lot of things they have to take care of and get out the way. And I get that, right? So throwing together Seth Rollins and Gunther, I mean, everybody's hurt. What were they supposed to do, right? Like everybody's injured. What are you going to do, right? Get out of here with that one. So with everybody being hurt, right? What are you supposed to do with Gunther? Seth Rollins came back, and what are you going to do? I mean, it's just to put them together. Those are things in wrestling that I get as an intelligent wrestling fan. I even understand the business that they're doing. You see, but what I don't get, what I am on the side of, and I'm going to say this, with the little insert I gave with Jericho coming back on Dynamite, okay? I'm going to put that back up if I can. Because, I don't know where that stuff went, but watch AEW is way more entertaining to me right now from a wrestling standpoint. From a pro wrestling entertainment standpoint. SmackDown is terrible. It is terrible to watch. Raw is getting a pass. It's not to me that Raw's been so knock it out the box, Rick, lately. It hasn't been. It has been the factor and the bender factor of certain storylines. Like up until Monday, they had no. What was the direction? I get we already knew it was La Primera versus Liv Morgan, but it felt like it wasn't there. The women's tag team match, you knew it was coming because that's the only thing they've been building for a week. And not even really building it. I guess you could say building it, okay. But you knew that was going to happen weeks ago when the Bellas came back. It was Dick's tag team versus Dak tag team. They were interfering over here for no reason. Or them over here interfering for no reason. Right? All these things going on. It's just, this is a terrible build to WrestleMania. Now, I'm not a fan, nor have I ever been a fan, nor will I ever become a fan. Hashtag Death the Dirt Sheets. But they get certain things right? When they say shit like this, I don't want people to hear me when I say this. Whether you agree or not, it's a fact. And if I'm wrong, prove my fact incorrect and unfactual. The WWE doesn't show their dislikes. So when people come up with these numbers and these crazy numbers of the W has more dislikes from this post than any post in it, how? Where do you get that information from? They're not sharing that with you. They never share negative information with you. Now they're saying tickets, however, these Death the Dirt Sheets are saying tickets are not selling that well. We shall see. Come WrestleMania, it's still going to be a packed house because it's WrestleMania. And you have fans that just going to go. Okay? That's just what it is. Good day, Knox, in the Knox community. My son said SmackDown was trash last Friday. Not sure if he wants to go this Friday with me or not. If you're taking me, I'm going. How about that? I'm not paying for it. I can't wait, Mr. Too Tough. I can't wait for Dom versus Finn. That was the best build we had up until recently, honestly, that I was most intrigued with. Okay, what's going on, Mad Dog? I'm also good with Gunther and Seth. I don't mind that as well. Shout out to Chelsea Green. She's injured and they still can't take her off TV. You sure about that? Because they showed they want to promote her. Remember, you go back and watch Unreal. Okay. Talk that talk, Mike. Appreciate it. And it's just the one thing you have to know about wrestling. You're never going to make everybody happy. It just isn't going to happen, right? It just isn't going to happen. I don't care what you say, how you say it, when you say it, and when you want to say it. It's just you're not going to make everybody happy when it comes to pro wrestling because everybody thinks differently, right? You have, for instance, I'm watching this show that everybody raves about right now called The Boys. Everybody talks about this show, The Boys. Oh, the boys this, the boys that. And I just think it's okay. I've tried. Like when I watch a show, right? If I'm watching The Walking Dead, right? Rick is an interesting character to get into, right? Carol's an interesting character to get into. Shane from the beginning, the governor. When you see these characters, right? You go watch Empire, Lucius Lyons automatically, Cookie automatically. You just grab. When I'm watching this, Entourage, Ari Gold. When I'm watching The Boys, no one makes me go, "Oh, this is why I'm watching the show." I'm just watching superheroes should be like Brightburn, a world of Brightburn. Bad, evil people are superheroes. Man, okay, it's not a terrible show. I've seen a lot worse shows, but I don't see the fascination with it. Right? When you watch Game of Thrones, you got the dragons, you got Khaleesi, right? You got the Starks, you know what I mean? You got things you can gravitate onto as characters. Who's the character that everybody's loving so much in The Boys? It better not say the Butcher and Homelander. And I mean, like, if you like Homelander, something's wrong with you mentally. Okay? This ain't like, oh, I get what Thanos was saying. Right? This isn't, oh, I felt bad for Arthur Fleck, who they called the Joker. He got his ass. I feel bad for him. I don't get The Boys. But what I get is this right here, because I was wrong. Okay? I was wrong about this completely, Vaughn. Right? I even had a clip, right? Because I spoke about this and how I thought, hey, they don't say people's names, right?
I said this also when he did the Walls of Jericho. I said, they don't say people's names often. Triple H killed every myth of an Edge return. When the crowd was saying, we want Edge, he said, well, keep wanting them. Right? He's under contract. I haven't heard anything about Chris Jericho. And all of a sudden, he puts him in the Walls of Jericho. And he didn't say that. They went for it and they named him. And I was like, oh, could that be the next? Could Chris Jericho be that? One of these next four guys since he's taking out legends?
And then Chris Jericho saw what they were doing to AJ Styles and Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady, the Goat Hill, Tupac Shakur, Pipe Bomb 2.0, never seen 17 Cena. And said, hell no. I take that money. Okay. That's what I think what happened. And Jericho said, I'm not going for that. So now I'm home because money talks and bullshit walks. And that's what seemed to happen there. Excuse me. What's going on, Scotty? You don't have a big enough imagination to enjoy something like The Boys. It's okay. I don't have a big enough imagination. I'm sorry. I have 4 children, a grandchild. I am 50 years old. I've known about cartoons and TV before you can even sniff some pussy. So my imagination is pretty fine. You don't have to imagine something. It's a television show that is about evil superheroes and the normal humans trying to stop them. It's not hard to figure out, okay? I asked a question, and now your response was, I said, who's the character that you say, oh, that character, every major show, whether it's fucking, I take it back because I know you're young and don't remember everything. Happy Days had a show called, Hey, the Fonz. It was led by the Fonz. Mork and Mindy, it was led by Mork. Alf was led by Alf. The Bundys was led by Al Bundy. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Malcolm in the Middle? You know what I'm saying? Who's the character on The Boys that make you say, oh man, that character, that guy is playing that role? So when you watch Snowfall, you're like, Franklin Saint's that dude. Who's that guy? The Breaking Bad. Well, come on. 24. Who's the character in The Boys that make you say, that's the shit while I'm watching this? Come on, I ain't trying to hear that, man. Yeah, Reef, shut up. Yes. I didn't watch it yet. I didn't watch it yet. Hold on. I clicked on it, clicked off. I'll skip it. That's exactly what happens with Jericho. They treated legends like trash in WWE. I can't say they always treat legends like trash in WWE. That's not a fair statement. That's not fair. As of late, I would think that's fair. What's going on, Carmen? I didn't watch it yet from last week, but I heard it was trash. Yeah, SmackDown was not good. So chicken almost ready. Okay. So I got wife sick. I didn't got sick. Baby sick. But I still gonna watch tonight. I'm always gonna watch wrestling. Okay, I gotta tell everybody all the time. I watch Lost. Some people love Lost. The ending was so terrible to me. I stuck around for it. It was good 1 week, bad for 3 weeks, good for 2 weeks, bad for a month. Super great episode. Then it just that's wrestling, right? I watch wrestling to hope that it's gonna get better. I always have. When I had a slew of fans and a slew of friends that left WWE to go see other greener pastures in wrestling, I still stayed because I still felt there was some underbelly there, right? I did. When people were, I went to the John Cena era. I went to the Roman Reigns era. Those are two of my favorites of all time. Okay, I can understand, but where they are right now, it is so inconsistent. Injuries aside or not, there's even rumors from the hashtag Depth of Dirt sheets that if Triple H don't have a good WrestleMania, they're going to fire him from TKO. I've seen those rumors. WrestleMania or CELEBRAMANIA. Wrestling fans just want their wrestling back. I don't think that's hard to ask for. I see that post somebody had also commented on and said, if you think this build is terrible, wait till next year in Saudi. And my response was, honestly, I have more response for Saudi Arabia than because I think Rock and Roman, right? So, and okay, I saw the sponsor say, mother's milk. Okay. For anybody who's ever watched television ever in their life, when has Laz Alonso ever been known as a good character on anything? Mother's milk, he doesn't act good enough to say, oh my God, he's playing this role like can't nobody replace this cat. Mother's milk, okay, Laz is doing his thing for this show. But no. You're not going to always tell the show is really, really good or not. This is this 5th season or 8th season, whatever the hell they are. It came out in 2019, right? Not a single person other than the guy, Huey, had a movie. When TV shows are great, those motherfuckers get jobs somewhere else. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Triple H ain't going nowhere as long as they keep banking. Yeah, that's the thing too, right? That's the thing. That's how I laugh when I laugh at those rumors. Oh, this ain't college basketball. You're not just going to hire Mike Malone because he's Mike Malone, North Carolina, which I thought was a bad hire, by the way. Okay? But hey, you're not going to do that because they are making money over fists. It doesn't matter how much I bitch about it, how much y'all complain about it, because I can call nephew Corey right now and his tickets is bought for every single WrestleMania he can get his hands on to go to. Every last one of them. People still think this is a good product. I don't know how. Because here's what I've always said around this time of year. Tell me this product, including Raw, is good come June. Tell me this product is good come September. Come October. Come November before Survivor Series. And that hasn't been the greatest Survivor Series lately. I'm tired of seeing Survivor Series War Games. Right? The best thing at WrestleMania I'm expecting right now is the ladder match. Because I've been begging to have a ladder match back on at WrestleMania for a while now. It should have never been off. Money in the Bank should have never become his own pay-per-view. Ever. But like greedy corporate people do, and fans that we are, being fanatics, fucking psychos, we pay for this shit. This is what we get. Wrestling's no different than 2K. Wrestling's no different than Madden. Wrestling's no different than Call of Duty. Wrestling's no different than the terrible X-Men movies that came out. They put them out, we're going to still go see them. Because we're fans. And we hope for the best. So next time, before you try to comment to somebody on everybody who thinks they can beat somebody, they say you're only posting so you can get clicks. Motherfucker, please. I don't have enough fans to just post to get clicks, first of all. Okay? That's first and foremost. Okay? I've always done this. And I always will. Don't watch it then. That is the laziest booking a fan can say to another fan. Then don't watch it then. That is lazy fucking booking. Okay? It's like NXT just giving Lola Vice the title. Why? Because she shakes her ass? Lazy booking. Sorry, people who are fans of Lola Vice. Nothing against the girl. But that's another problem in wrestling. Are we looking at the wrestling talent, or are we looking at that ass in the ring that's before your face? Which one is it? Are we looking at the wrestling in the ring or the superstars they're putting in front of our faces? When WrestleMania is over, and I don't want to hear the excuses from wrestling fans that we get every single year. Well, y'all know it's time for the European tour. So this ain't the old European tour. They're putting on better shows over in Europe than they are in America. Come on, man. Did you see the Mania 42 helmet selling for $2,000? I'm sorry, $10,000. No, I did not. Someone's going to buy the shit. Someone's going to buy it. 10K hard pass. I'm not paying 10K to sleep with Brandy. Although I hear it wouldn't have been that hard. Just spend 10K. You know how much I love Chardonnay Pitts, but damn, girl, trying to sell a book is one thing. But I ask you again the question. Is it WrestleMania or CELEBMANIA, WWE? Inquiring fans want to know. Okay? Come back next week, y'all. We'll have the return of This Week in Wrestling history with King Vaughn. Vaughn, I just went on a tangent. I didn't think I'd even be here this long because you can hear my voice. I am trying to get up out of here. So, guys, I love you. I always appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you for commenting below and let me know how you're taking, how you feel. And when you come here to the Mike Knoxxx Show, know that Mike Knoxxx is.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am.
It's just entertainment.
Message.
I mean, you do see my skin, right? Booby Miles is black. God made Booby.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back.
Yeah! And if you don't like it,
just bring it, bitch!
But don't keep trying to come on my post and think you're better than me and want to come on my show, because the floor is open. I'll give you the link anytime you're ready.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
So please, just stop. Just stop trying to be like me.
Stop it. Get some help.
Because like your childhood hero, I would just have to kick your head off.
The crowd on their feet. On a man. Oh, what the? Wait a damn, what the heck?
So don't wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me. And don't love God or don't know.